Hey guys, what's all my hippies doing this morning? You've got Lady Hippie at the bar. Where else would I be? I'm going to play with the screen a second. Something is like there. Okay, that annoyed me. So I'm having one of those mornings, of course. Hopefully the dryer will not be heard over the broadcast because I can hear it like crazy. like I tell you what, it's been one of those mornings. Like I said, I hadn't decided on what I was going to do today. And I've been watching a lot of comedy lately. And Robert said I could have a little bit of my cigarillo this morning. So let me grab that. Hmm. Oh, yeah, I can't quite see that blooming thing. I think I lit my finger on fire. Yes, like I said, one of those mornings, I wear one of those floral full length gowns. Just house dresses. They're comfortable, they flow, and all of that. So forgive me. I'm just kind of like in, oh my God, I have to still clean mode. This sucker went out again. I'll burn the house down at this rate. I'm going to move. I hope everybody else is because you're going to need it today, it seems. I reckon it ain't just me. That's the other reason I don't use this torch. It's at the bar. It's the bar's torch. I just didn't bring my own one or two with me, and I don't usually get to have a cigarette. And then I don't smoke the whole thing. That's a promise because I'm not supposed to. Brought me some yellow roses, another dozen yesterday. I love it when it gives me my Texas yellow rose. So, oh my, that really reverberated in my headphones there. I haven't seen anything of import that one could even speak of this morning. Mm. I was gratified to see that. Are you crazy? My cat's attacking my foot. So I don't know how many of you think this is fun because I'm really getting a hell of a kick out of this. Who knew? It freaked me out the first time I turned on my television and went over to YouTube. And I wasn't going to search for anything. I just turned it on to YouTube because I like to watch, like Sleight Hand and Twin Paranormal, and just a few of those. And Casper Sight, he's one of the actors. I like just a few of those. I hope this puppy didn't go out again. The cat has again attacked my foot, and she thinks she's going to get away with this. This is the little pixie. I should upload a picture of her. She fit in the palm of my hand when she was rescued, and she was losing her left eye. And she's attacking me and running. She's not a stupid cat at all. I'm just saying. Great Ghost walked in. Fancy, he walked in. Luckily, Great Ghost had already been. There you are. Go away. She thought I'd forget it. I love cats. Never had them before. suddenly, suddenly I'm the cat lady. I was like, this is good. Is this the start of a birthday thing? Or I think I will put that out there again this morning, though. It would be so lovely if we could find some forever homes. We will continue, of course, to care for the ones we have. We stagger their vet visits, and it still beats us about the face and shoulders when we get the bill. We actually have a very good veterinarian, and she has a good sense of humor because I asked her, I was like, really, is the house payment due this week? And you have to get all of it from one of your patients? And she knows I'm kidding her. But I mean, sometimes it is frightfully expensive, especially when you have this many, and you have that many litter boxes. Now that's the fun part. Every morning, I'll move the bike just a little bit. I play this, I test, I do all that stuff. So I end up with an echo. I'm learning this very fast, don't you think? Let's see if we can take that down just a wee bit. And I'm not talking from the submarine. Uh, no, it's not a tin can. I don't do tin cans. That's beneath my taste. Submarine I can do. What was I going to talk to you about this morning? What was it? There was something particular. Of course, the Biden thing and all that's been funny. I can't figure out whether they caught both of them. Well, actually, they caught both of them. I'm trying to see if they're going to do something because they caught both of them. I'm just not seeing it. You just can't make this stuff up. My granddaughter is going in 12 in August, and I'll be 65 in August. Our birthdays are a couple weeks apart. And I had asked my family what they might think of me doing a podcast, and they were all very helpful. They were really good about the whole thing. I said, "This apparently I'm just crooked everywhere I go." You wouldn't believe it, but I have to actually hop on into my own barn chairs that we bought by using the wooden railing on the bar, like you do at any other bar. It's a regular bar. It's just like if you put it in Chili's. I mean, it's a gorgeous bar. I love this bar. And I've been telling him instead of me, and I have to apologize. My front door has been needing me to finish it, and it's being painted black. So forgive that. You probably have a cat or two there, or one or two or five might go by. It's really hard to tell. If there's anybody out there, I'm going to ask again. It's entertainment purposes only, and I will be here all week. I'm happy. This is the fun part. Like I said, I have been watching others, and it's not just me. A lot of us are starting to use these as entertainment pieces because it's what they are. You learn, it's entertainment, it's funny. I get a kick out of this. I'm not seeing too many people on live stream this morning. I'm thinking I need to go ahead. I usually am on the air and drop one prior to noon. And that's pretty much when people are at work and so forth and so on. So it's never a great time to do a live stream. I'm not sure what is a good time. Mr. Rogan. Old lady needs info. I mean, email him. A little picture, and he'll be going, "Oh, honey, you need a lot of help." I'm going to have my granddaughter on. She's, like I said, going in 12 or 2 weeks apart. And so I wanted to have her on. Now, I didn't realize when I first started doing it that I was going to be on TV. And the first time, like I said, I've said in other broadcasts, that I turned on the television, and I'm trying to elucidate better because I sound like I'm like chewing gum. I don't know what that's about. This is how I get off target. Chew. So, it was surprising, I should say, anyway, to me to find that I was on the air. And I've been on TV a couple of times. Dirty Dancing, if anybody's seen the movie, or that type of dancing, it's like a mixture of salsa and ballroom and 50s is what it was, dancing, Dirty Dancing. And that's the kind of dancing I did for a long, long time. You have to have a good partner, to do those. You got to have Patrick Swayze times 20, which I used to have at the Army bases. So I miss all of that. But and that had been filmed by the local news. That somehow word had gotten out that there was a female that was doing dirty dancing, basically, and like I didn't know they were filming. Not me anyway. And by then I probably had 10 drinks. So even if I knew, I wouldn't give a shit. Luckily, I was not in uniform. I was in my cities. Turns out, and I didn't know that at the time, and I should have. I had plenty of rank. You're not supposed to be on TV without permission from your CO or your somebody. So, I'm like, I'm already on there. And with a hangover, of course, I had to record.
Hang on while I get connected to Wi-Fi.
My Google Doc keeps saying that. I'm going to have to end her. Open the pod bay door as hell. Look at you. We're not up here. That's Pixie. Nothing scares this kitten. It doesn't matter what I threaten her with, and I have no idea what I did with her bottle. And I just haven't. You scooter. I found it behind the road. That's a good girl. You can stand your pillow. Yes. Good girl, babe. Again, this is how we get off tangent. I want to ask my granddaughter to hopefully on Friday, February 19th is when we're hoping to air it. And do the, I just want to do a live broadcast with her instead of doing it. I want to edit, drop, and all that because they don't get as much views, I don't think. And I want her to see herself on television because it really gave me a start. I'm telling you, who the hell? That cannot be me. That's a fat old woman. I'm like, oh damn, that's me. I think if nothing else, I enjoy life. I'll tell you that. And again, when they have to kill cats, this one has decided she get. No, I did not use the water. No, she's right on top of all my equipment. My equipment is all over the bar because I had it set up as well to do interviews, and my guys couldn't come in, or like my favorite guy, one of our best friends here, is recovering from surgery. So that that can wait a little while. I hope. And again, my dress. I don't know. I do this fidgeting every time I get on, but I can't figure for the life of me which way I'm going half the time. Forwards, backwards, I don't know. This is why I never back up in my car. I kid you not. I don't drive at night because it got difficult for me to see. And no, I did not do a manicure yet today. I'm sorry. Some my granddaughter in particular says you are always so well groomed, right down to your nails. And I thought, oh baby, just so she has no idea how much jewelry she's inheriting. Boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes. I have three big gray boxes that sit one on top of the other in the shop, and those are crammed full. They two of the jewelry boxes I have that are standing jewelry boxes that Robert got me on different occasions. They're full. I have three small ones, and I say small; they're about that wide, and have three compartments. They're full. You stay with one guy for 34 years. I buy him guns, he buys me jewelry. Sometimes a gun, depending on what my whim is, Here are his clothes, one of, yes. And we are at the age now where I say I'm washing my clothes, and he's home. He's retired, as am I. And I see no reason at all for me to wash his bedding, wash his clothing, straighten up his man cave. That's his area. Those are his things. And, before, of course, I didn't mind. He never got sleep. But the poor boy sleeps 12 hours a day. Now he's go ahead and get your laundry done because I'm not doing it. Just, I finished mine yesterday. So, not only do we have separate rooms, and he's turned in his like his hotel room. He's got everything up there, and so, which is cute. And the cats go back and forth, my room, his room, because half the time I'm also on a heating pad by 5 or 6 at night to watch television or whatever, because my back will finally just not let me stand on my feet. That's just one of the reasons I can't travel much. In any event, my granddaughter is going to get a kick, I think, out of this. And again, I don't think she's smart as a tech, though. She could have shot right past that thing because it surprised me. Um, it was kind of one of those, oh my God moments, It went on TV. That's when you remember, oh yeah, you did a YouTube thing. Now, Pixie, oh, this cat, oh, you just don't know. She'll get up there, she will knock over everything. She will find stuff to knock over. In that particular instance, she was going for particular glasses that are very expensive. That actually they weren't. Well, the one that was Robert bought me that has my Scottish crest on there, and that's a nice set. And his brother bought him a set. I, and I can't quite remember what his were. It might be Crown. I can't remember, but they're very lovely. And so they grace the bar over by the ice machine for those who are doing mixed drinks. I mean, Robert's got this bar just tight. I mean, tight. I love this bar. He's got orange juice. He got and just about every kind of alcohol you can find. And unfortunately, I'm winnowing right through that stuff. This is why I have too much fun, I suspect. Again, doing that, let everybody know ahead of time because, like I said, she's not going to be 12 yet. She will be in August. So I'm hoping everybody will at least throw a like on that because she'll be telling her friends at school and her teachers. And things like that. So I want to make sure that I continue to remind everybody that I will be interviewing my 11-year-old granddaughter, and to please like, throw in a comment, a heart, something, just so she gets the full experience. Which I'm hoping on as well. But I'm older; it takes longer. She has a life to live, so I'm throw some stuff on there when she's there. Her name is Zoe Marie. And no, I'm not going to use names, last names, of course not. Her name is Zoe Marie, and mostly she prefers to Zoe. And she's gorgeous, she's intelligent, she's my baby. That's my sunshine. And of course, it is to everybody who has grandchildren. My strapping young grandson will be 25 next month, and I'm trying to ignore that. It's like I said, you get surprised when you turn on the television and you see yourself. It's a shock. I hadn't even had coffee yet. I'm thinking, seriously, Lord, with the high cholesterol, the bad ticker, so forth, don't you just want to let me die in my sleep instead of a heart attack thing? I understand that's not a good way to go. I talk to God all the time. Yeah, it's like, it's hard. We all say He as God. I've learned a lot in my study of organized religion. Well, that one of it's a God. Notice I say it's or supreme being or something. I can't see that it would be petty enough to kill everything in a city or actually the world, because it made too much noise and they didn't like how the experiment was going, so they're going to kill off everybody. Or if you use the Bible version of the flood, and the flood was real, yes, and it was worldwide, and it was very bad. Um, you know, what happened with Noah? You think they saved five? Okay, well, that year old baby, what did it do wrong to God? That 2 day old baby, what did it do to God? What could them animals, those poor animals, have done to God to make this being kill everything on a planet? Well, I don't believe that's a God. Uh, that's I don't know what it's not a God. And this is why they threw me out of jail. Jail. That's what I call church finally. I forgot I used to do that. But yes, church threw me out a lot in a lot of places, actually in a lot of countries. So this is why one of the senators one time, we were sitting at the Watergate, which they tore down the rat bombs. So we're sitting there having a drink after work, and he was like, "You have to go. When somebody shoot you." And my mother-in-law is going, "I'm trying to get her to stay." He's saying, "But she's going to get shot." Every time he had a drink with us, that was the motif we went on. So I knew for the entire hour or so, and he never could spend too long. That I was going to you're going to get killed. You're going to get. So that wasn't so much I looked forward to at the time. I was like, okay, Senator. And I probably should not say the name because, bless him, he was a World War II uh, veteran as well, and we just got on like a moth to a flame. There are some people, it's for everybody. There's some people you just adore, comfortable with instantly. Then there are others that you meet in your polite society kind of thing, but inside your voice is going, "Don't go near that sucker. Something wrong with that." Well, the other one's arguing, "It's a party. Shut up, Dan." No, I'm not. I promise I am not insane. I have been tested. Yeah, Chauvin. Yeah. Same test. Excuse me. I'm looking at my timer as well this morning. I was going to make smaller ones or less of an hour. This mic, I love this mic. My husband bought me. And I'm still trying to figure out, and I'm a newbie, no doubt about it. I had thought I had set it up. I've got two setups, and it's using the second for live stream. So I'm going to need to do the other one for live interview. And all of this is kind of new to me. So I'm going to see if my grandson or my son, either one, because they know this stuff, will help me put this together so that when I do the interview, it's done well because I haven't yet gotten to do that. But I had some friends that are still trying to get to me that maybe we'll get one in the can eventually. I don't know. Uh, throw it in the comments if there's anything you want to see, talk about, yell at me about, figure it out. Okay, come on, you guys can do this. Just gotta like it while you're watching. Most of you are on your phones. I do realize that that people don't use YouTube as much as I do. Apparently, I try to drop them in Facebook as well. But I don't think I have as many friends as I thought because I'm certainly not getting my numbers up. Those that I thought were my friends on Facebook, I think one has put on there. My son has. I think maybe my grandson, my husband has. So I'm just getting a widening audience here, folks. I mean, it's absolutely amazing the speed we're picking up, folks. Dun-dun-dun. This is why I'll be here all week. I don't get paid that much. It's like, I don't know what the heck I put in my coffee this morning, but it's been fantastic. And so 19th, remember 19th, we're going to interview the little girl. So we want that to go well so she sees herself on TV and that she can tell her friends and they can see her too. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to ask her. And she giggles a lot if you talk about, boy, she's a normal 11-year-old, which is the age group I get along well with, like 10 or 11 to maturity. Babies, never could pick up the cling or the type, or I just don't mesh. Once they're getting older, I'm there. But when they're little toddlers and stuff, of course, I've taken care of, love them just the same. But I'm just not very good with them. I'm sure they get bored awful quick when they're with me. I don't have a lot of things. I'm used to going outside to play badminton, archery, ice skate, roller skate, whatever. Um, Ride your bike. We didn't need Google, and we didn't. I mean, we had a card catalog, and it said check them for $24. There will be a paragraph in one of them. And people go, why didn't we know I had all them pyramids? Because nobody was cataloging them in one book that you couldn't know about it until Mr. Van Daniken. I mean, I bought the book, and mine was the first print, and I was instantly. I knew, I think you also carry some number of reincarnation. That's why I was saying if you're comfortable with somebody that fast, you more than likely had more than one life with them. If you don't like them, there's a reason. It's just like if your dog growls at somebody, have that somebody leave immediately, walk swiftly, and exit. And if you're in their area, again, the same thing. For me, whenever my consciousness says something, I immediately go, okay, in my head. I mean, I'm already moving because that ability has saved my life on numerous occasions. Being pinned down and fired on and so forth. I mean, really, in earthquakes, floods, had to be helicoptered off. Interesting life, if I ever put it down. I mean, so all this stuff has to be something. All of us baby boomers did these things as it is. My granddaughter likes the stories. She thinks I'm funny. And it was a different era. And of course, it's like I'm doing the '70s show without cast or crew or director or cameraman or and I am basically I used to run a paper that way. So, I had to run the whole paper and even the editors weren't there. They were married, so they left a lot, came back in a couple of days. I don't know how they went. Just do the paper out. I was graphic design artist anyway, so I did all the layout of the paper and like the title says, do any of the graphics and all that. And it got to the point where I was the reporter, I answered all the phones, I did the advertising, did the legal work, set it all up, burnt it, what we call burnt it, laid it out, and then it was ready to print once it was attached to the drum, and it was just like clockwork back then. And the guys, I had a couple of guys, they were like baggers, it would stop, give them a certain bundle, and they tied it. and set it over there because they were picked up by different counties, of course. And then I would call my husband, "Can you help us? Because it's now 1 o'clock a.m. and we got a pickup at 3, and we just got this thing going." And once it's going, I mean, somebody had to actually count that many papers as they came up to, pile it so it could be time. And my husband would be up there with me working until that, we got those papers out. And then I could close. And then have to be back at 8 o'clock the next morning. Sometimes my husband and I used to joke, just go get breakfast and I go back, to open and make sure that somebody else could run it. It was only hectic like that on a day, of course, that the paper was released. So you had some downtime in between. Whereas they never paid my husband. They never paid me overtime or for wearing 20 hats, but that's the public vector. Or it was back then. It was like, okay, I got a paycheck on my second, then the second paycheck, I'm good. And money's money. Oh, let's see. I did current events by addressing them as, oh crap. What the hell is going on, folks? California, it looked like it had just sprung up on like lava everywhere. It was like I saw a movie like that once, and it was like lava everywhere, huge flames coming up from the ground. And at first, I thought, "Oh, it's probably a gas leak," and I think they actually said, "No, it's not a gas leak." They didn't know what it was, and then somebody said it was burning mulch. Go take a look at that California footage of the fire yesterday, and get back to what you think about that excuse. It was cute. It was really cute. It was like nothing happened in Roswell. Nothing happened. It was just a weather balloon. Well, okay, nothing happened, or it was a weather balloon. Sorry. And then they keep wanting to know. They keep wanting to know. They're like, nothing happened at Roswell, but we did send some dummies up in gondolas or whatever and shot them down. So that's why they were burnt looking humans laying around. It was the mannequins. That's it. But nothing happened in Roswell. I'm like, okay. So here's the second one. Yeah, nothing happened, okay, so something happened. Uh, I don't know what point that somebody had the wisdom to go, you realize you're just saying something happened. So everybody knows it happened. Something went on because you keep giving it an excuse. It's just something else that happened to cover what didn't happen. And I'm thinking, you people read it all or watch a movie. I forget what the last excuse was. Basically, it was like, we have found nothing at Roswell, end of subject kind of thing. So that did that, the Major Caruso's a book everybody should pick up or do it online. And some of the technology, I'm going to go with all the technology we use today was taken and back engineered. Um, you don't go from horseback and kerosene lamps to standing on the moon in 75 years. We have 6,000 years at least of recorded history. It doesn't say they got smarter. It doesn't say we invented this. I mean, heck, I don't even think they got the plow right till 1493. So what happened? How did this happen? Because I've actually been here for the change in that 75 years, more or less. And like I said, I started on a manual typewriter, and it didn't have anything on the keys because you had to know how to type without taking your eyes off your paper. And I was taught by the best, thank gods. And again, I could do that fairly well, fairly fast, and I've done it medically all over, everywhere, Army, civil service, and all the above. But today, they want them to print. They want them to use their phones to put their checks in the bank, and they want. Okay, folks, at what line do we go here and no further? Okay, my line's right there, right there. Mm-hmm. This thing come across that, it'd be over. Down my line. It's the Damocles sword at this point. Do you know what I'm saying? And yet they ain't backing off, and I'm not going to back off either. I'm not going to, oh, yes, we're going to make electronic money. Well, you have fun electronically use, and then we'll keep my real money. And I know there are like minded individuals out there who think the same thing. I was watching our Congresswoman, Marjorie Greene, here from Georgia, get the woman who's, I forget what she was, the DA, I forget. I forget what was going on, but she's guilty of outright theft for hundreds of thousands of dollars, abused her office for however long she's had it, was having an affair somehow and hired him to pay him too or something. It's a mess. It's such a mess you can't even gain enough insight to go, they did what? I'm like, my head's always whipping around going, what? And, the desert just blew me. It got water and it bloomed. Have you seen the size of the sand dune top in that place? I'm just saying. Just saying. And you got the whole religious thing. They done shot some people while this woman tried. I don't know what she was doing with her rifle. If you're going to go off and make somebody hurt, ain't that many people in a place. And she had an automatic weapon or two and some armor. And some people died up in there. God was definitely looking on that place. Now, I got to agree. I don't believe in evangelism. I don't believe they should own a plane while their parishioners are doing 9 to 5 at $7 an hour. But the parishioners are the ones who bought him that plane by giving them all that money. So they must know what they want. And so I can't judge that. And in any venue, I don't care if, it's a voodoo or who cares. The point being, they had all these people in there, and this person could have killed a couple of hundred people. Had I gone in there, and I'm 64, I'd have been loaded for bear. There would have been some mags I couldn't hardly walk, had spare ones. I can't, of course, imagine killing people en masse, but it's been done. And if my kid or my grandkids were being held hostage, I could shoot anything that moved till I found them. Luckily, I don't have to do those things. But and I think I think one was shot in the leg. They killed the assailant. It was a woman. I still haven't heard what the hell happened here. And she came in with a rifle. I don't know if she had and a backpack. I don't know if she had any other weapons or if she had any other ammo. I don't know. So that one of the churchgoers was shot, but was in safe condition for it. I understood, and the female that had done so, uh, well, it was suicide by cop. There were two undercover cops, and that's all they needed. This again too is why I say, especially to women, unless they've had any training. And even I've had that training, but I'm an old woman now. I'm 65 almost. I'm not going to give any training. I'm just going to get my butt kicked. I can barely move an arm. I mean, it's just not going to happen. So I do think that women should be armed. Even if you might not save your own life, but you might save 30 other lives because you could stop whoever that shooter was. Same with schools. Where I grew up in Chicago, they had their own police force there at that school, and they were all armed, and they wasn't talking rubber bullets. So to this day, I don't know if it could have been blanks in those weapons. They never shot anybody, but I'm just saying. I grew up under the threat of being shot, thrown out of a window. It was that kind of an era. And it seems to be returning, unfortunately. I don't understand why. I don't understand the anti Semitism. I don't understand why we fought two wars for 20 years and it's just guys in sandals and t shirts. I mean, they're just. What's going on with that? And then he goes, okay, we got to leave by such and such, and leaves and gives them and a complete airport along with a nice line of Black Hawks, some ammo, money, and then the immigrant crisis, they're all coming. I would. I'm thinking of going on over down Paso, walking back up the Rio. Give me one of the free rooms in San Antonio. Take a vacation. Let them pay for it. But the dealers is we're paying for it. And they're taking the kids out of school so they can have a shelter. I recognize the need for such, but I don't agree with what's happening. They should be like they were, signing in, staying either in Mexico or their home of origin, whatever, and doing the process, and then walk across the bridge, you're home. Um, I hate the tags that people put on things. You know, oh, I'm a Hispanic American or Mexican American or Thai. I don't. What? What? You're an American. That's it. It's American. You don't get to be 15 things and then American. It's American or not. You can say you're American of such and such descent, which is what I do, of British descent. My son is of Danish, that area, Norwegian type of thing. That's his accent. Well, in my, I say, is this my country? I've served my country. And a lot of these men and women from Mexico also had been in the wars for 20 years. They had enlisted, and they're courageous people. They're hardworking people, and I'm not saying they shouldn't be here. I think that's what this place is for. It is for everybody, as many as we can take. But you can't take them and not know them, not know who they are, where they're going, where they're from, what they intend to do there. I saw the interview when the officer, the border police, were asking people their names, and the one gentleman said, "Well, you don't need to know my name. You know my name, sure." I mean, this was an evil little. Uh-huh. I mean, I'd have done palmed. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, he'd been on the ground with some handcuffs on. Had he said that to me, I'd have palmed and not been in. He'd been some who's got to wait for that. This guy is evil. This guy is Hamas. Hezbollah. It's the only thing. It's the only people I have ever seen that I have used the word evil on. Is the PLO started in the 70s, and then of course the Americans government, I should say, put some big deal on this ISIS thing. I noticed they're gone. Apparently, I think that maybe that has something to do with both Iraq and Afghanistan to crush ISIS. I don't know. Why would that be our job? Yeah, they're bombing ships at sea. And of course, Israel has had to move a couple 100,000 people now because both the South and the North is getting attacked by missiles from Iran. Do they still in the UN? Anybody? Here's showing hands. Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they still in the UN. Does the Palestinian Liberation Army stand on the UN board? Anybody? Yeah, yeah, they do. They do. Uh-huh. Is Iran on there? Yeah, they're terrorists, right? They're funding terrorism, right? Is Iran on there? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They got a seat. Yeah, they do. They do, yes. Hence all that food, weapons, and stuff that they were using to build the tunnels on what, UNESCO or whatever the crap they're calling now. They, I'm talking, it's probably $1 trillion that they took because I've seen these tunnels, and probably so has everybody else. And here they rescued, amen, two hostages in their late 60s. I think one was 70, and that's our age group. And uh, I would rather they took the children, and the younger out before rescuing me. I've lived my life. I'm in my 60s. There's babies down there. There's one baby that literally turned a year old down in those tunnels being held hostage. I want to see those babies first, and I'm not seeing them. They did have a couple of younger people that they let out. And I wanted to see them all, of course. But if it were me down there and I was being held, they'd probably have shot me already. I would have been the 31 that were already dead that they said at the beginning of the week, I think it was. And yet they sent out the elderly. And nobody knows where the others are. Nobody sees the others. They don't. The few that they have gotten out that weren't sent to the tunnels were still put in rooms, total darkness, couldn't say anything, or they'd shoot them, kill them, whatever. One girl managed to make it home, and bless God, she did not get raped. And that was and it's still my biggest fear. There's a rumor that there may be some babies, and I mean, coming. And it's horrific. It's just the whole living thing's horrific. But if Israel stops now, and for one thing, guys, do you understand the term global jihad? Everybody know what that is? Anybody? I'll wait. I'm choking myself. Oh, I forget where I was now. In any event, somebody will probably put it in the comments and I'll come back to it later. It's why it's called Oh, you know, I'm the Lady Hippie. I try to be a lady. I don't know. And hippies, they've grown. And if I keep my thoughts focused on one thing for more than 10 seconds, I might finish. I believe I was still talking about the fact that the terrorists are on UN and so forth. And they're still fussing because they're going to take the funding away from UNESCO. And they have footage of these freaking terrorists, and they can call them whatever they want to. They terrorists. They've been terrorists for 60 years of my life. I don't think they need a different name for what they do. And that person, like I said, that was talking to that border agent, no, he would have been tackled straight, put in handcuffs, and gotten out of there. There was an evil man, and there's no doubt in my mind that he is a terrorist, and he hates anyone who's not a Muslim. I mean, this guy is one of those martyrs, and he just exuded hate. And I'm actually just watching this video of him, and I can feel that the heat of the rage and the hate. I can't even describe. And they let this man go. I was like, don't you people, can't you people at least feel that this is an evil thing? I can feel it over the airwaves. This is an evil guy. He came here to do evil stuff to innocent people. And that's what's going to happen. That's why I said, do you know what global jihad is? This is what it is. Um, this is how World War III is going to end up starting. I can't see any way around it right now. I don't know if we have boots on the ground, but we certainly have flights. So the Air Force and the Navy are both engaged. Um, Iran is threatening more stuff. Uh, Meanwhile, firing at us and Israel. Uh, that's kind of what I used to think was a war. Things may have changed since I was in, but it's kind of like a war. I don't know which way to turn on that because, again, you've got kids, you got what's going on with the world. Well, why would they do this? There's no reason. It's 21st century. We're almost a quarter of 100 years into a new century. And already, I see, like I said, the kids have the tablets, the phones, they got all this, but they don't have protection, and they need protection. I don't know why the teachers aren't. It's part of the. They're part of the problem, as far as I'm concerned. If everybody's going to let their kids go to school, they should be able to go to school. Blooming hell, get a paramedic, learn how to use that thing, and keep a weapon. Maybe you won't die, and maybe any of those children won't die because there's somebody there that can feel the response. Because we're living in war zones. It broke my heart, but yesterday I saw that somebody had made a clip of Gary, Indiana. Oh my God. When I was a young woman, I grew up in Chicago. I had an older brother. I think if you all have heard that. And we used to love going to this 50s bar. And it was in Gary, Indiana. And Gary, Indiana was where all of us used to go to dance and so forth. And it's gone. There's no one living there. It's gone. Uh, it uh, it looked like Chernobyl. If anybody has seen the footage there, think plates still on the table. It's like somebody just beamed them out. But no, we know that's not what happened. But it wasn't shown that this was happening until it was happened. So I'm looking at Gary, Indiana. It's a ghost town. And this is Gary, Indiana. This wasn't a town of 112 folk. And it was the nightclubs. It was all of that. It was where my brother's generation was always in Gary, Indiana. And sometimes I got to go. And to see the difference was it really rocked me. I was like, oh, wow. This is each thing I see. It's I call it ticking the box. It's not good. It's just not good. And losing Toby Keith this week and the fight that he put up, and he'll be severely missed. And he left a lot of beautiful music for us to enjoy whenever. I always think of Eddie Van Halen. great guy. I got to speak to him several times. He was just an awesome guy. And he was only 51 when he passed. And he was so talented. He could make a guitar do anything he wanted to. I don't think he even had to touch it. He was just that good. And he used to leap into the air, and I would just be awed because he would be 18 feet up. He would have been a perfect dancer, especially at either ballet or ballroom or something like that. Kind of combined. Um, so we've just lost a lot of people, but we've been given this chance. We have a social media where we can say in real time and talk to someone in real time about anything and everything, which is also the description of the title. I need you guys out there. We need some algorithms to go up. So I'm still asking everybody that even if you don't watch the whole thing, hit the like button. Leave a comment. Like get a different dress. So, don't talk so long. We can't understand you. I don't care. Leave it in the comments. I would love to figure out which topic for the day that we would like to speak about. This is the other reason I annoy people to put something in the comments that would help all of the hippies to get back together. It's like, for me, it's like electronic Woodstock. Doesn't cost any money. And yet you get to do what you want, talk what you want, and listen to the music, and I bring you a little sidebar, sit at my bar. I mean, come on, it's a lot of fun, and I want all of us to get together. We're not that young anymore, and I think we have a lot more than we thought to teach the next two generations at the very least. I would prefer the next three generations learn a lot more than they've been given to learn. I like the fact that my granddaughter and grandson, they're curious. And I love Google because it has everything. So if they're curious, they can go in and look, and there it is. It's perfect. I would have worn these things out when I was a young woman. So anyway, I need y'all to tickle that little bell. That's free subscription. You can catch it anytime. I try to throw it on Facebook, so I don't know how many friends I'm going to end up having there. I'm going to add as many as I can feasibly do. Uh, I do run a live chat at the same time that I do the main broadcast every day. So far, the broadcast is before noon or by noon. So if anybody want to catch it live, that's when. You can add comments anytime. You can subscribe. It's free, but you can take that off too. It's 30 seconds. It's not a big deal. Um, I mean, they like those algorithms to be, kind of a little higher. And I'm trying to get to 1,000. I know there's 1,000 hippies out there. I know there are. I used to know 300 or 400 of them. I've retired. So you guys jump in there. Get in this bar. Get in here. I need some help. I I want you guys here. I appreciate you guys, all of you, every walk of life. And I want to be one of those that has the real thing on my channel. I'm not going to pull in videos. I don't like to do that. If there's a need to do that, I will do so. Right now, I'm still talking to all of you guys. Can't see none of you yet. It's annoying as hell. People wonder why I drink. Yeah, I don't wonder. If they knew me better, they'd go ahead and buy my drink. I'm going to end that light picture right there. I'm going to end it. That blended thing always does that. Whenever there's an appliance on, this thing will go on and off, on and off. I mean, it's kind of like a freaking horror show, and you can't see who's got the button. So I'm going to end that thing. Well, I can see by my timer I'm going to have to go. Enjoy my coffee. I did throw some Irish cream in there. I don't know, guys. Give me a hand. You got an old lady hippie reaching a hand out. Grab my hand. Come on in. I miss everybody. I appreciate everybody. Come see me. Hit the like button because you know we'll have to go. Come see me, hippies. Let's show the world what a hippie's like. God bless everybody. Have a good one out there.